It's 8 defeats in a row. Somebody has got to go, and that man is Mr. Stevie Naismith. Stephen Naismith. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. Yep, Hearts 1, St Mirren 2. What can you say? 8 competitive games now in a row. The Hearts have not only failed to win, but actually lost them all. So, very, very disappointing. Today, probably to be expected, to be honest. A defeat in Paisley. And now we're going to look and see how the fans reacted. And you know what? I can't imagine it's going to go down well. I can't imagine there's going to be too much positivity here. I doubt there'll be too many people having Stephen Naismith's back. In fact, it's just after 7 o'clock. I'm actually wondering if Stephen Naismith been sacked by now.
It's not official yet, I can guarantee that. But I mean, a lot of emphasis on 8 in a row. Let's be honest. 8 in a row they've lost. They drew against Rangers and then they lost. How many games did they lose in pre-season? Then the back end of last season was not exactly great, but when you've already solidified third, who cares? But it's not just 8 in a row, man. It's how you lose.
It's 16 games for it to win. No wins in the last 16 games.
And how many draws in there? About 3? 3 draws, 13 defeats, something like that?
It's 3 draws, 14 defeats.
I mean, that is... Here, I think you would struggle to find a team
it's 2 draws
in this league that wouldn't sack them. I mean, look at Craig Levein.
It is 2 draws at the end of last season to finish the league campaign. Then it was 3 defeats in the pre-season matches. Then it was a draw against Rangers, and it's been a defeat ever since. So that's what we're dealing with here. Not good.
Yeah, this has been an awful rut of form, so it's not just this season, it's the end of last season. But let's see what people are saying. There you go. Black and White Army, Alexa, play What is the Question by Scooter.
Well, I can tell you what the question is. Is Stephen Naismith going to be sacked? And the answer has to be yes, 100%.
Doe says, I hear Craig Levein is looking for a job.
Well, he can keep looking, because, I mean, the last thing we need is Craig Levein back for a third time. I think that would be making a mockery of the club if they bring Craig Levein back. And that Paul Bloom, is Tony Bloom, is he really... I mean, he's probably thinking, hold on here, why would I waste 10 million on this team?
Exactly, here. I mean, they need to get the next appointment right, don't they? But let's hear Claude.
FTV, Claude, I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked.
It's time to go!
It is time to go.
That's an iconic moment in YouTube history. Don't give a shit what anyone says.
That's a legend right there. Eagle Voyage says, enjoy the championship. Well, I don't think we'll be in the championship, but I mean, at the moment, the season's getting away from us big time. The Free Roger International says, ha ha ha, Nazy must stay.
Remember that meme was ripe during COVID?
Yeah, that was like probably the most memed thing ever. Now we've got hearts on the casket, which I don't like. I think
we're getting some serious comments.
Daniel Stratton says, if any single person in the boardroom believes this football club should keep the manager after 8 straight defeats, they need to leave the club alongside Naismith. What's the breaking point? 10, 12? A board that talks the talk but won't walk the walk. Shameful stuff. Well, you know what? Naismith hasn't talked the talk, and now he needs to actually walk the walk. He needs to walk the plank. He needs to go overboard. He needs to be, thrown off this Heart ship, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you're Joe Savage. We want to win the league. And I mean, I believe everybody in the coaching staff signed brand new contracts to 2026 on the 9th of August. So, I mean, if you get rid of Naismith and you get rid of the rest of them, that's a lot of money Hearts will be down.
I mean, it is, but...
No, it has to happen, don't get me wrong, but it was so avoidable. Why would you... It's like with Clement as well. I just don't understand these extensions, especially when they're already on, shaky ground, so to speak. But anyway, Robert Evans says it's only pre-season, only Dundee, only Falkirk, only Europe, only Motherwell, only Europa League, only Dundee United, only Celtic, it's only St Mirren, it's only bottom of the league. That's everything.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Right, Adam. When do you actually call it a day? 8 defeats in a row. The worst a lot of us has seen in our lives. Naismith out, and let most of those frauds leave too at the first given opportunity.
Yeah, he has to go. I mean, he just has to go. Andrew Gray says tonight, not tomorrow, Monday or the next week. Get that coaching team out the door. I get them out the door and padlock that door, barricade that door shut, and never let them back in, as far as I'm concerned. Ryan says Naismith's getting sacked in the morning. I mean, he looks like a guy that's getting sacked in the morning.
He looks like a dog that's been had its paw stood on or something.
Frag says Tony Bloom would be wasting his time with the management currently at the club. Probably why he's not been brought on board yet to... I mean, it could be. Yeah, I mean, it very well could be.
Yeah, but see this like disaster in charge of Hearts at the minute, man. See how far that can set your club back if Tony Bloom decides to go to Aberdeen, for example.
Could be game changing.
No, yeah, well, no, exactly.
Not for a couple of years, for decades potentially.
Yep. Celtic Curlo, Naismith must stay. Adam says Stephen Naismith's world beaters have been beaten again. The Baldy wank must stay. Enough is enough. If he's no sacked this evening, the board and the club will see the wrath of this at the FOH. You need to pipe up as well.
Sack tonight.
Super Joe Savage.
Bring him back.
Sounds like we got a Joe Savage fanboy.
Seed Hill Saint says, thanks for coming. Lizzie's in a box. I don't see what that's got to do with anything, to be honest.
Yeah. You know, Hearts are pish. It's honestly, it's like, it's the most irrelevant comment you'll see on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations, I guess. Clement must stay, aka Deborah. I think this is a parody account.
I think so too.
Get it up the diets.
Like, you can't look that bad and actually use that as your profile picture.
Yeah. You'd have a picture of Rodgers or something, surely. Get it up the diets. One of the most toxic fan bases in Scotland. The majority of Scotland will be hoping they get relegated. Will they? That's because they fear us, that's why.
Do Hearts have a toxic fan base? Nah, I don't think Hearts have got a toxic fan base.
I don't really recall us causing much trouble.
But the problem is, you know, Celtic fans going to call Rangers Hearts toxic, and, you know, Hibs are going to call Rangers and Hearts toxic, and Rangers are going to call Hibs, and it's just who you support and who's your rival.
Well, the Hibs not do more shady shit than Hearts do.
Aye, they throw fucking bottle openers and Swiss Army knives.
Destroy seats as well.
Aye.
Anyway, comedy classic. Jan Danda fires Celtic and Rangers Premiership warning as he claims Hearts can win the title.
No, you just shut the fuck up, Dan.
We need a time machine and go back to that interview. That wasn't good.
This guy's no happy drinking.
No happy. He's wearing a Hibs shirt. He looks delighted.
Hearts are falling apart. That's that one.
Ashley Boyle says Naismith out. Announce it tonight. Hearts, our beloved club and fans, deserve so much better. I mean, we do. Why are we giving this club our hard-earned cash when we do not listen to us? We've scored 2 goals too. That's appalling. Having the top goal scorer in the league. He's lost the dressing room. Time to vacate the manager from the team. I think he has lost the dress. This season's just not been good enough. There's no way he can stay any longer.
No.
People said he wasn't going to be sacked over the Celtic game, right? And I think as long as he didn't get destroyed, that's probably true. But that means he had no more, time for error. I think he had to win the day, and he hasn't. For me, he has to go.
No, but let's just say he doesn't get sacked, right? Is beating Ross County at home really fucking good enough to keep the guy?
Well, let's say he doesn't get sacked and he beats Ross County at home. How long does that buy him?
That shouldn't buy him hee-haw.
If he beats Ross County, does that mean the next game against Aberdeen's not a must-win? Or the next game in the Conference League's not a must-win? Or... I don't understand.
Also, I mean, you big up the coefficient, right? We all big up the coefficient. Stephen Naismith can't be in charge of Hearts if we want them to do well for the coefficient.
Definitely not. Brian Millen says the board need to grow a backbone and get rid of him now. We are an absolute embarrassment. We are. Ian McGregor, Sander Clark was solid for Hearts last season. Why has he lost his place to Craig Gordon? Supporters should be asking that question. Honestly, man, let's not pretend that Craig Gordon's the reason that we're shite and we're losing games. That's not the reason. Cameron Western, no later than 6 p.m. should there be a statement announcing his and his cronies' departure. 45 minutes to save his job in the second half. No sign of inspiration or creativity to break down their defence. Thanks for last year, but time's up if we want to save our season. I agree. I think that the season can be saved. We are a long way behind Aberdeen. But I think if we did get rid of Naismith now and we turned it around and we could start generating results and form that the team and squad is capable of, then I still believe that we could potentially maybe catch Aberdeen. But it has to happen now. The turnaround has to... We need to win our next 2. Ross County is a must-win, then Aberdeen is a must-win. These next 2 league games are 100% must-win for Hearts.
Yeah. No, they are. But with Naismith, you'll lose both of them.
It's looking that way. Craig Thompson, time to speak out. I know we are fan-owned and not fan-run, but ongoing brutal performances like that are not acceptable. Where is our voice? Well, I've got a voice right here, right now on
Some
Twitter.
Scotland TV can be your voice.
Alan says, defeat seems to be your favourite words. Admin, just not good enough. And by miles too. Nazy out, no excuses now. We can't wait. This is relegation form.
Relegation form?
Liquidation form?
It's liquidation form.
Specific Coffee says, when a team with better players constantly gets beat by teams with inferior players, it can only be attributed to one thing: the coaching setup. Really is unbelievable how Naismith is still employed by Heart of Midlothian Football Club. Excruciating watching that, what's currently being served up at the moment. It is an embarrassment. Like I said, I still believe Hearts have the third best squad in the league. I'm not going to change my mind on that. I think that's true, but right now, we look like the worst. And that has to be on the coaching team, and that has to cost them their job.
Do you not think this is a problem, though? How, like, Hearts, it doesn't feel like a very big club thing to do to not sack him after 8 losses in a row.
It doesn't.
You know, you look at Rangers and Celtic, right? And I think with Celtic, Rodgers has bought a lot of time, obviously, right? But if Celtic lost 4 games in a row, I think Rodgers would be away. I seriously do think that. With Rangers, right? Obviously, right now, they're 5 points behind. They got knocked out of the Champions League, things like that. But, I mean, I think Clermont, under normal circumstances, I'd say maybe like the same as Celtic. But it all depends on your situation in the league. But it's like, if Hearts are serious, man, they have to fucking sack
I
him,
guarantee if Rangers drop points in the next couple of games and the gap grew, he'd be gone.
Look at the pressure, right, when Rangers and Celtic lose against anyone in the league, other than like themselves. It is fucking massive.
And you
Imagine 8 of that.
now, Danda talks about winning the league. You and Cameron talks about splitting the old firm. See if you realistically want to do that. I don't think it's something you do over one season. You need to consistently be at the top. Like Aberdeen, for example, right? See when Rangers got knocked out, they were consistently the second best team. And for the next 2 seasons, when Rangers came back up, they still finished above them. See if you want to really try and challenge, then you need to be good season after season. And we just see with Hearts and Aberdeen, they're so yo-yo. You know what I mean? Like, they look good for maybe a season or 2 seasons, but then they have a disastrous season, and it almost like they have to reset the club.
Yeah.
There's no building on success.
And that's what you need if you want to challenge the top 2.
Hearts should have been building on the success that they had last year, and they've just not done it.
No, they've no done it. They're nowhere near doing it, man. It's honestly, it's embarrassing. For
You look at
Hearts.
Aberdeen that year, they finished third, came back and beat Hearts, qualified for Europa Conference League. They should have been building from that season onwards, but then you look at what they've done last season. Barry Robson, probably not the right man to be in there. Then they sack him. Then they brought in that donkey. Yeah, see if you, it's one step forward, 2 steps back. See if you have a great season and then you follow it up with a disastrous. You're just cancelling out your great season.
See with Rangers being on 10 points, right? Hearts should be the team that's splitting the old firm right now. They've had a tough start. They've had a tough start of fixtures.
Or at least one of the teams.
You know, Celtic Park. You know, they've had to play Rangers' first game of the season. A few tough away days in there as well, right? But it's you know, we're not talking about 5 points out of 18. We're talking about fucking 1.
One. And you know what? I think Hearts are lucky they played Rangers on the opening day.
Yeah.
I think if they played them now, they'd lose.
Oh, aye. Yeah.
Because I do believe that Rangers have got better since the opening day.
That was by far Rangers' worst game of the season.
So
I know they lost 3-0 to Celtic, but it was like watching 2 pub teams, Hearts Rangers.
So I actually think Hearts are a little bit, lucky that they took Rangers on at that period of time. Anyway, that's it. Not good enough. Naismith has to go. Not sure when he'll be fired. I would have liked to have seen it tonight. Hopefully it's Monday morning. But I've got a funny feeling the board's going to give him one more chance. I think he'll get the county game. And even if he wins the county game, it changes nothing for me.
No, I agree. He's got to go. It's like, come on, man. What? Like, see, someone said the relegation form, right? I even think if this was Ross, I mean, look, St Johnstone have sacked Craig Levine.
Who had better results?
I don't see another club in the league that would have kept the manager this long.
No.
Like, yeah, he got them third, but fuck me, man. I think anyone managing Hearts last season could have got them third.
I agree. Right, that's it, guys. Depressed. No point talking about it anymore.
Peace.
Beating a dead horse.
Yep.